This is KGW News at Sunrise.
And we start at 5 o'clock with a traffic alert in Beaverton. A deadly crash has shut down TV Highway at Murray Boulevard, and it involves a Washington County Sheriff's deputy. This happened around 12:30 this morning. Our photographer just got to the scene. Beaverton police say the deputy was on duty and collided with a Nissan Altima. The driver in the Nissan ran a red light. There were 5 people inside the car and 2 of them are dead. 3 others are in the hospital with critical injuries. The sheriff's deputy also in the hospital with critical injuries. ODOT does expect this intersection to be closed for at least another 90 minutes. You can detour around the crash using Milliken Way. We'll certainly stay on top of this story and bring you updates all morning long.
So we're covering that story this morning. We have a few other big headlines to get to as well on this Wednesday morning. But before we go anywhere else, we are going to check in with Rod Hill for a weather update.
Yeah, my part of the story this morning is pretty simple. Nothing stormy today, just mostly gentle rain showers coming and going. Now, right now, the radar is pretty active in terms of widespread rain. Portland can be up into Battleground, all seeing some rain, but it's not the scattered downpour stuff with hail that we had yesterday. We're at 46 degrees outside. This will be another cool day at the bus stop. 44 out the door, 54 noon. We'll get some sun breaks, scattered showers. High temperatures for most of us will hold in the 50s today. Nina?
All right, Ron, thank you. A child is safe after a man took off with a Vancouver woman's car with her 3-year-old daughter still in the back seat. The suspect, though, is still out there. So police say that mom was dropping off 2 of her other kids at a sitter's house yesterday morning on 119th Avenue. She left the car running with the 3-year-old strapped in the car seat. The car was gone by the time she came back out moments later. While she was on the phone with 911, another call came into dispatch saying a child had been found in a parking lot about 6 miles away. The suspect left the girl near the CMAR clinic, still in her car seat. She was reunited with mom a short time later. She'll be okay. Here is a look at that car that was stolen, so keep your eye out. It's a brand new gray Volkswagen Atlas with a Washington plate CCC 3903. That plate right there on your screen. The suspect is a white man, likely in his 40s, heavy set with brown hair and a beard. If you see that car, call 911.
We're going to stay in Vancouver for this next story that happened overnight. Police say a man robbed a Dutch Bros coffee stand at gunpoint. So this happened at the Dutch Bros on Mill Plain Boulevard at 104th just before midnight. The man ran off with money from the stand and a worker's cell phone.
Never been robbed at gunpoint before, so this is definitely a first and hopefully last for me. But I'm just really happy that everybody's okay. I'm happy that my crew's okay and that nobody was shot, nobody was harmed.
This morning, police are still looking for the robber. They say he's a white man about 5 feet 11 inches tall and thin. If you have any information, you should call Vancouver Police.
This morning, we know a little more about a break-in at a Northwest Portland condo on Monday night. A man was arrested for trashing the place. You can see some of the damage on the balcony at McCormick Pier. Police say the man somehow got onto the roof of the condo, then dropped down onto the balcony and broke in with people inside. Those residents ran. They weren't hurt. The suspect, though, then armed himself with knives and a hammer and trashed the place. After several hours of negotiating, the man surrendered to police just before 1 a.m. We did speak to a woman who lives nearby.
I hope that the person who that happened to, that they're okay, and then the victims and the other folks, that they get the help that they need from the city, because that's terrible. Like, I cannot imagine somebody coming into my apartment and freaking I just couldn't imagine that.
Police say they don't know why the man did this. His name will be released once he's officially charged.
We're also hearing about more and more car break-ins lately, specifically at parks and trailheads in and around the metro area. Catherine Cook talked to a man whose wife recently had her car broken into at Forest Park. And Catherine also checked in with park officials to see what's being done to prevent future break-ins.
Like so many people,
it's kind of my retreat.
John Taylor cherishes Forest Park.
I come here hiking 3 days a week.
It's a place where he can clear his head and breathe fresh air. But lately, it's lost a little appeal. 3 weeks ago, John's wife came up to this very spot. She parked along Northwest 53rd Drive at the Wildwood Trailhead and went for a short run.
And she came back and there were 5 cars, including hers, that had been broken into. So, well, they broke both the side window and the back window.
She had not left any valuables inside, visible or otherwise.
It's extremely frustrating. I mean, it's infuriating, you know.
And then there's Jay.
Just a few days ago, I came through and there was 3 car break-ins here when I was on my bike and went down the street.
He says someone also just broke into his daughter's car up here. As you can see, she had left valuables in plain sight. In just about every turnout along this stretch, we found broken glass. On this lot, Portland Parks and Rec posted a sign warning people to remove all valuables from vehicles. A few feet away, more broken glass.
I had no idea that it was anywhere near that bad.
Portland Parks tells us they don't track data on car break-ins, but their response to them includes increasing patrols.
The cops don't do anything. It's very low priority for them to come out, so there really isn't any recourse.
While it might feel pointless to file a police report, Portland Parks and Rec says it's an important way to help them and police track where these break-ins are happening so they can work together on finding solutions. Things work a little differently in Oregon's state park system.
We have a really robust tracking system.
Clay Courtwright is district manager with the Oregon Parks and Recreation Department. He tells us here at Tryon Creek State Natural Area, they've tracked around 6 break-ins in the last 6 months. In other, more secluded state parks, numbers are higher.
Wherever you may be in an Oregon state park, it's a good idea to safeguard your valuables. Criminal activity is up nationwide, and so we want everyone to be aware and kind of everyone do our part to keep each other safe.
It's why they post these signs. Courtwright suggests taking what you need with you on the trail and leaving the rest at home. Seems basic, but so many people take those tips for granted. He says crooks often case parking areas. They see when visitors put valuables under their seats, glove boxes, or trunks.
Once you smash the window, you have a trunk lever, so that's the access to your trunk.
The reality is theft happens in state and city parks. Jay
Just get this known to everybody.
just hopes people believe it. In Northwest Portland, Catherine Cook, KGW News.
Also in your headlines this morning, police have released a photo of the officer shot and wounded Monday at a truck stop in Marion County. This is Woodburn Police Officer Jesse Ponce. He's stable now and out of surgery and recovering from injuries. A SWAT team was trying to arrest a wanted man on weapons charges at the Flying J truck stop Monday when shots were fired. That suspect was killed, Ponce was injured, and a Marion County deputy is on leave. Investigators not saying yet who shot who. Another traffic alert because this affected a lot of drivers yesterday. The right southbound lane of I-5 near Kalama still blocked while tow trucks worked to remove a semi that tumbled down an embankment there yesterday afternoon. It was one of 2 commercial trucks involved in a crash that also damaged 3 cars. The one semi that's still stuck ended up in the Columbia River and leaked fuel into the water. Somehow, despite the scope of the crash, no one was seriously hurt. A Kaiser woman whose cat was shot with an arrow earlier this month has set up a GoFundMe to cover veterinary expenses. The owner says her neighbors found Milo under a backyard trailer and called police. Milo was able to get the arrow out of himself before returning home, but still needed treatment for his wounds, of course. So far, the GoFundMe page has raised over $2,500. And those are some of your morning headlines.
Well, getting kids ready for school Monday through Friday is just part of the routine for a lot of families. But the timing doesn't work for one mom in Beaverton. So she started a petition to push back the start time of school. Carissa Brock is asking the state to approve her request and begin classes after 8 a.m. for middle and high school students statewide. Her fiance, Dr. Stephen Levy, runs a private family medical practice in Southeast Portland and agrees that early start times aren't good for kids.
I think if people understood the possible physical consequences and the developmental consequences of this issue, that they would be quite alarmed.
Dr. Levy also says sleep deprivation has psychological consequences, eroding decision-making skills and creativity. But not everybody supports the shift. Some parents worry about the impact on work schedules, transportation logistics, and the effect on extracurricular activities.
So if this works, we're going to petition to push this newscast back to 5 a.m.
Way back.
Or 5:30, 6.
7, 8.
I feel like we all had a comment on that last story. Maybe I'll save mine for the 6 o'clock hour.
Well, it's kind of like daylight saving time, you know, like there's pros and cons, and yes, you'd have to change everything.
The words that stuck out to me, one mom in Beaverton. This is a story that impacts tens of thousands of people. But, you know, we're only hearing from this one mom in Beaverton and the doctor.
But I'm sure a lot of parents
who started the petition.
Yes.
Right, but if you ask 10,000 different parents, what's the ideal start time? You might get 10,000 different start times, right?
I would agree.
Yeah. Later is always good.
Yeah, we started at 7:45. Much of my public school started at 7:45 in the morning.
My kids start at 9:15 right now.
Yep, same. I was going to say in middle
mine
school.
9:30.
Okay.
Natasha's school at 9:30.
That seems so late.
Yeah.
Remember I said I was going to talk
4. Yeah.
Remember I said I was going to talk about this in the 6 o'clock hour?
Yes.
Then we spent 2 minutes talking about it right now.
It's a hot topic.
All right, I got to move to the weather desk, or the weather wall, we call it. All right, we didn't pick up much rain at the airport yesterday. There were downpours scattered all over the place, just not at PDX, and a lot of those downpour locations picked up about 0.3 of an inch of rain. The airport, though, was far less, and we're still sitting at 4.54, so we haven't caught 5th place yet, which is 4.57, but we'll make it, by golly, we will be on that list. All right, here's the radar. This is all just gentle light rain. Again, all the colors are green, nothing stormy, nothing heavy, just some light to some spots, moderate rain. Canby, good morning. It's been raining on top of you for a little while now. Here's Futurecast. This is at 11 this morning. Scattered stuff coming into the west side and some shower activity out across the east as well. It looks like it's mainly dry in Central Oregon and mainly dry when you get down into southeastern Oregon today. Nobody expecting any hefty rain totals. This precipitation statewide will be fairly gentle. 46 right now in Portland, 33 out in Baker City, 43 in Newport. Scattered shower pattern. Come on, weather map. Come on, weather map. Oh my gosh, come on, weather map. That's not the one I wanted. I'm ending this weather segment right now. We'll have your 7-day forecast coming up shortly.
All right, we'll get that fixed, Rod. Thank you. Well, we have been looking into how spots in our region got their names, everything from cities and streets to now the entire state. In a few minutes, the mysterious history behind the word Oregon. That's next.